Guess what? Coffee has a really cool secret power and it can make your crafting paper look absolutely amazing. This is a super fun video. It's all about coffee staining paper using techniques you probably haven't seen yet. With a simple cup of joe, we'll create some awesome textures, some beautiful patterns that you can add to your DIY crafting projects. It's like magic. So grab a cup of coffee or tea to drink, get comfy, and let's explore this awesome world of coffee stained paper together. Let's get started. If you're a DIY enthusiast, you'll love the fun of incorporating coffee stained paper into your projects. There are countless unique and creative ways to make it, and it's not only enjoyable, but it's a fantastic activity to do with your kids or your grandkids. So get ready to create some fun coffee stained paper that might have a little bit of an unusual twist to it. For this project, all you need is some instant coffee and warm water. Mix them well to create your stain, adjusting the amount of coffee to the desired darkness. Here's a fantastic way to create unique papers. Use a straw, drizzle the coffee onto your paper, and then gently blow it along with the straw. Watch as it adds character and charm to your paper, and this is such a simple and easy process. To add another twist to it and make colorful paper, simply mix food coloring with warm water and blow with the same process. It yields a fantastic and fabulous result. Enjoy experimenting with this and you will just love the outcome of your papers. Here's another fun way to use coffee to stain paper. Grab some lids or some tin cans, anything with a circular shape, dip it into the coffee, press it down on your page, and it's going to create beautiful circle embellishments. These papers are perfect for junk journaling, mixed media, envelopes, or to create your own DIY greeting cards. The possibilities are endless, and these techniques add such a unique twist to your creations. You can also have fun doing this technique using cookie cutters, or I've even used a potato masher. Each page turns out unique, and it's so enjoyable. Another way to add a twist to coffee staining is using a sponge and some salt. Dip the sponge into the coffee mixture, cover the entire page. Once it's fully covered, grab some salt. I'm using some Himalayan salt, but you can use any type. Sprinkle it over the wet coffee. Set it aside, let it dry completely, and once it's dry, wipe off that salt and it reveals a fantastic pattern on your paper. Now grab some string, anything that you have on hand, whether it's embroidery floss, thread, or even twine. Soak it in that coffee mixture and then cut it into small pieces and simply add it to the paper and let it soak in. Don't fuss too much with it, just lay it on top. That coffee stain from the string is going to seep into the paper and it's going to leave a wonderful impression. I absolutely love this technique, and make sure you watch to the end to see what I create with these coffee stain papers. I transform them into lots of various DIY projects that I'm sure is going to give you lots of inspiration. For the next method, wet the paper again using a sponge. Now lay down some crinkled and wrinkled saran wrap on top. Set it aside and let it dry completely. This technique creates a wonderful pattern on the paper resembling like an old vintage antique map. I also think it would make a beautiful journal cover. Another fun and unique coffee staining technique is to wet the entire paper again with that coffee stain. I'm just using regular computer paper too. You can mix up and use any type of paper. And then I'm going to sprinkle some instant coffee on top of that wet surface. As it melts, it's going to create a stunning pattern on the paper, and once it's dried, you're going to be amazed by the gorgeous results. And this technique never fails to impress, and I absolutely love it. Here's a super fun activity to do with kids. Just mix in some liquid dish soap into your coffee mixture, creating a bubbly solution. Stir it really well and then grab a straw and blow bubbles into the mixture. Carefully place the bubbles onto the paper and it's going to create this wonderful circular impression. It looks fantastic and kids are going to have a blast doing this. Remember to lay down a plastic tablecloth to keep things tidy so you don't make a mess. And you can also do this with food coloring and it'll create colorful papers. easy one that you might not have even considered. Grab a paintbrush, dip it into that coffee mixture, paint on your paper. Getting creative with different designs like circles, herringbones, zigzags. Let your imagination run wild. These painted papers will be perfect for all of your DIY projects. There are other options that you can explore also. Try using food coloring and water like I mentioned before, or experiment with some soaked tea bags. Or another idea is to water down your acrylic paint and apply it to your papers. The key is to utilize materials you already have in your craft room so you don't need to go out and purchase anything new. It's a breeze to create beautiful effects with this technique. Just drizzle your coffee mixture, roll the paper around, let the coffee flow freely. Use your heat gun to dry it, and it's going to create this really beautiful streaking effect that's really going to add charm to your paper. Now here's a recap of all of the papers that we made creating different designs. The first one is using a straw, using your lids, and then the salt technique, which I absolutely love, just using some yarn or some string, drizzling that instant coffee right into the wet paper. Bubble paper is absolutely fantastic. Get out your paintbrush and just paint on your paper, or just let it roll around, and then the saran wrap one. Some of that paper I turned into hang tags. It's going to be perfect to add in a gift or on your junk journaling. I turned a bunch of the papers into a little journal. These are so easy to create, and I just stapled the papers together, added some embellishments. I made a tiny little envelope that we can put a little note in or add a little bit of money. And I stamped on this paper because I thought it looked like an old handwritten letter. And you can also just print on them. I've printed these graphics. They're in my Etsy store, and they make beautiful papers to incorporate into your junk journaling. All of these can be found in my Etsy store. I'll put the link down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. And check out either of these next two videos. I'm sure you'll love it.